check on the Philippine markets and see how we're doing. If we're opening any lower or higher, PSEI opens lower. Joining the rest of the Asian markets, down 0.4% at 6,048, holding above the 6,000 mark. Stock market closed yesterday, Thursday, higher by over 1%. As for the Philippine peso, it is still stronger at 57.22 to the dollar. The peso closed yesterday slightly weaker at 57.35 against the greenback. With us now for more is Citi Philippine CEO and banking head Paul Favila. Welcome back, Paul. It's good to see you again.
Nice seeing you too, Kathy. And again, thank you for having me on your show.
So what stood out for you in what Gov. Eli had shared there moments ago, talking about the balancing act between slower inflation, slower growth, or maybe even faster inflation when we talk about the U.S.?
Well, it's a very uncertain world now more than ever. I thought the last time I'd hear myself say that was back during the pandemic, but now we're seeing something that I guess nobody could really predict. And this time around, it's happening much faster, and so it's all this uncertainty that surrounds us. And I guess where the central bank is and what makes a whole lot of sense is to begin with, they had a lot of policy space, and we've been saying this even as late as 2024. And that is giving them a lot of headroom in terms of how to act and how to move forward. Last February, we saw them pause, which was, I think, good in the sense that they were still weighing what would happen with the new Trump administration, and now that things are a bit clearer, they can more confidently implement the policies that they have been preparing for. And I guess what we're talking about here is further easing of monetary policy in the near future.
By how much more?
Well, Citi's house view is that we would see another 2 rate cuts this year, 25 basis points each, initially towards the latter end of the year. And that continues or remains to be the house view. Personally, I think there is scope for that coming in a little earlier and maybe a little bit more, just like what the governor said. We need to watch for what happens to the world moving forward. There is a huge amount of event risk ahead of us. And like I said, thankfully enough, inflation is very much under control. Again, kudos to not just the Banco Central, but the fiscal authorities as well. It is a whole of government approach. And with that amount of headroom, then that gives them a lot more maneuverability as well to navigate what's forthcoming. We are concerned about the impact on growth. For now, we continue to remain very optimistic on the Philippines and our growth prospects for the year. But it is very difficult to be certain at this point.
Okay, but 6%, do you think that's certain?
We're at 5.9, so 6% is still something that is within reach. I have shared my thoughts a few weeks back that there may be a silver lining for the Philippines, given that we are not a trade-dependent economy, in general. And this might actually open up opportunities for us to sort of catch up, if you will, and develop our own manufacturing capabilities, given the impact of the U.S. tariffs on the global markets.
Okay. Well, it's great catching up with you. That's 2 more rate cuts down the line at 5.9% and the silver lining there. Appreciate that. Paul Favila, Citi Philippine CEO and banking head.